guys, welcome back to my channel and to another video. So for today's video we are going to be continuing our glow up series. This is episode 5 that we are doing today, and I must say I'm very excited to do this look today for you guys and to talk about how glow up this week has gone and what's kind of happened this week. I was going to do prosthetics because that was what was part of this week's brief, but the prosthetics I actually have don't really match what I'm trying to go for, so I hope you will forgive me and I won't be using these today, but I will be doing like a creative look for you guys. So if you want to see and talk about, or hear me talk about this week's glow up, then just keep on watching. Okay, so I'm going to tie back my hair because it is going to be very much in the way today. And then we're going to go in with our primer, which is our e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer, which is the same as I use every week for the past couple of weeks. So in this week's glow up, it was about prosthetics, and they worked on the set of Holby City, which, oh my word, would be a dream for me, and I would absolutely love to do that. And they were doing prosthetics and making realistic like cuts and bruises and like broken noses, and like they were in a fight, and it was just incredible what they were doing. My skin has actually gone down a little bit and I'm actually really happy with how it's looking at the minute. Slowly getting there to like the skin that I want, but we will see anyway. But anyway, so this week they worked on Holby City, as I said, making cuts like they've been in a fight on actual actors, and the two that did the best got their work actually on set and it was actually filmed. And the two that did really well were Ophelia and Eve, and their looks were absolutely incredible. And I feel like Eve underestimates herself way too much. I don't know the way that goes up. Bring that back down. Yeah, she underestimates herself so much, and it's so like sad to see because she is incredible at what she does, and she just needs to believe in herself a hell of a lot more. So I'm gonna kind of just go into this and then kind of talk you through what I'm doing. This week's brief was things that scare you, so that is what I'm going to be doing today. Oh my god, that's soaking wet. And the first one to guess gets a prize. So I'm just going in with the Huda Beauty in the shade Milkshake, I believe this is. Yeah, Milkshake. So yeah, so they did the Holby City. Hannah was so like upset because obviously like special effects are her kind of thing, and it was so sad that her work didn't get displayed, but she didn't match the brief, and her like bruising looked like 3-day-old bruising instead of like fresh bruises. And she also missed out part of the brief that was put in, that there needs to be like a second cut. She only managed to do one part of it, which is really sad because it's what she wants to do. James makes his looks too pretty, so they're well blended and not very like, how do you put it, gory. He's not part of that like goriness. So yeah, today I'm kind of doing the thing that scares me like the most out of everything. But obviously because the competition is getting more difficult, they're being criticised a lot more because obviously everything has to be perfect and everything has to look a certain way for it to actually work now and to actually be in a chance of winning. So if you guys saw last week's glow up, you could tell that I was not in a good place, and I'm just going to be rambling this week because I feel like this look's going to take a long time to do. But I am happy to say that I am feeling 100 times better and have dealt with a lot this week. And there is a big announcement coming up on my channel soon, so look out for that. I don't think it's anything that anyone's expecting. It's not like anything to do with my channel. Well, it is a bit to do with my channel. Right, I'm just going to go off camera and I'm just going to finish this up and just do the top part as well, because I feel like this isn't something you need to see. It's literally just laying down foundation at the minute. And I'll be back to actually do the creative look. Okay, so I have done the foundation eyebrows on the top and then the lighter foundation on the bottom. And I'm actually going to make this even lighter. I'm going to take this white eyeshadow and I'm just going to dust this all over. And this is also just going to help us later on with everything else that's going on top of this. Like I say, in my glow ups, I like to do stuff that you guys could do at home. Like all you need is foundation, it's a lighter shade than you, and a white eyeshadow. Like this is going to take a while because I want it quite white. So I'm just going to go with this. But anyway, so it was everyone's biggest fears this week. And James's biggest fear was he was attacked by a goat when he was a toddler. And his biggest fear is the fact that he imagined this devil sort of character with like a goatee and horns and like red kind of thing. And his look, again, it was too pretty. It wasn't dirty enough, it wasn't gory enough, it wasn't technically, it didn't really look like a fear. It kind of looks like something out of Narnia. But I love how he works so much. It just, I don't know, it just makes sense. I feel like I'm just rambling now. But Bernie's biggest fear is peacocks, which is kind of a weird fear. Never known someone to be afraid of peacocks. But I suppose you can be afraid of anything, can't you? But with Bernie, he isn't used to prosthetics. And I feel like that really put him off this week. Like as soon as he knew it was prosthetics, he kind of gave up, which is really sad because he is so talented and he does have so much potential. I didn't want to use face paint for this for some reason. I don't really enjoy using face paint. It's not a medium that I'm comfortable with, and yeah, I should be pushing myself. But I like to be able to be creative with stuff that doesn't require a lot of makeup. I cannot get this sort of coverage with paint as well. Okay, so now I need to set like the top portion of my face. I'm gonna take my Fenty Beauty powder, I can't remember which one this is. And I'm just gonna take a small sponge, so it's slightly damp, and just okay, so that is all set. So I'm actually using a reference picture because this is how I'm going to be able to do my look. So my biggest fear is death. And I know it's probably like a lot of people's biggest fears, but I literally have like this fear that if I fall asleep sometimes I'm not going to wake up, and it's like a big fear of mine. So I'm using this as sort of reference to kind of know where to place everything. So now I get to do the fun part of actually doing my look. And I'm very happy because I get to use my James Charles palette because it has got colours that I need, which is perfect. And I'm using just a small sort of like definer brush. I'm quite impatient when it comes to these sort of looks. So I've got to learn to be more patient to let it all come together. I'm now going to try and do my nose. Okay, nose on. Look a bit like the character from Captain America, which is fun. So I'm kind of getting all like lost in what I'm doing. So Hannah's biggest fear is trypophobia, which is the fear of little holes altogether, and I hate it too. I'm not a massive fan of that, but it's not like my biggest fear. And hers looked really, really good. And she kind of incorporated her fear of wasps into it as well, because she also fears that wasps are in the holes. I feel like a fear of wasps is like a very common fear. I don't think anyone actually likes wasps. Let me know down below what your biggest fear is. Not a massive fan of death, not a massive fan of trypophobia, that's one, or wasps. Right, I'm really nervous about this. Ophelia's phobia is the phobia of insects eating you from the inside out, which I don't think anyone likes the thought of. And she did an amazing look with like pustules and like fake maggots everywhere, and it looked super realistic. It was awesome. Eve's biggest fear is the fear of drowning and the fear of like what lurks beneath the surface of the water, and that something could call for help and then could like drag you under, which is quite a, I want to say like cool fear, but it's quite a fear to have. And with Eve's look, she did like a starfish over the mouth, which was like a big prosthetic to do, and it wasn't like the easiest look for her to do, but she pulled it off so well. But she lacks so much confidence. I just want to give her a big hug when she like gets really upset, because she got really good feedback and then got really upset about it, obviously because it means so much to her that people believe in her when she doesn't believe in herself, which is so sad. But I think everyone kind of struggles with that. But to be honest, I sit down here sometimes and I think, there's no way I'm gonna be able to do this look, so I'm just gonna go for it and see what happens, which is kind of what I'm doing today. I don't feel super confident about it. Okay, I look crazy. We're getting there. I actually quite like how this looks. Now for the hardest part, which is the teeth. So okay, this is where I'm ruining it because I can't draw teeth. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly go off camera and just do my eyeshadow, and then I'll be back to show you the finished look. Okay, so this is my finished look. I hate the teeth. If I could get rid of the teeth, I would. The rest of it, I really like. And then I like my eyeshadow and everything, but obviously that's like normal anyway. I literally just went in with my Huda Beauty eyeshadow palette in dark, and that's how I got this look. But yeah, my biggest fear is death. Two of the deaths that I've experienced have been very sudden, like not down to illness or anything like that. So it's kind of like that life can be taken away very quickly, and it's that sort of fear that, I don't know, I carry with me every day. So that's why I did this look, because it kind of incorporates how it is only what lies underneath. Like this is what's underneath here, which is really weird, and that it is very sudden. But yeah, spoiler alert, James and Bernie were in the bottom two this week. Bernie really struggled with his peacock look. It just didn't look right. It didn't look like a peacock. It looked like something from like a ballerina sort of stage. It wasn't scary. So James and Bernie were in the bottom two, so they were in the show off this week. And Bernie actually left, and I love Bernie. He's so sweet, and I hope like he does really well in the future of whatever he does. But yeah, James is still in, and I love James as well. Those two are like my favourites. So the fact that Bernie's actually gone is kind of sad, because I could see him winning it, but we'll see. We're down to the bottom four now, so we will see how that goes. I don't know how many more weeks we've got, because obviously one person dropped out. Usually it's about 10 weeks. So we're on week 5. So I don't actually think we've got that many weeks left. I think we might actually have 2. So we will see. But yeah, okay, so that's the end of today's video, guys. I hope you did enjoy it. Don't forget to give it a big thumbs up down below if you did. Comment below any other videos you want to see me do, and also tell me what your biggest fear is. I'd love to know, and maybe I will use one of your fears to do a creative look on my face again. Who knows? But let me know what your biggest fear is. And if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Our subscribers are growing by the day, so I'm very happy and grateful for everyone that has subscribed. And if you haven't subscribed, don't forget to hit that subscribe button to join the glow up with bit of everything video kind of channel. And also so you don't miss my big announcement coming up soon, and I hope you guys have an amazing Sunday, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.